Hello and welcome to this board game overview from Tantrum House. Today's video is for the game Blokk, the game that dares you to be square. Welcome back, my name is Jonah, and like I mentioned, this is an overview video and it's an inside look into the game Blokk. Blokk is actually self-published and this video is sponsored by the creating company. So you won't hear me talk about things I liked or didn't like about the game or gameplay. I'll just keep my comments super objective and I'll just give you an inside look into how the game's played and how the components and the gameplay interact, so that way you can build your own opinions and you can decide if the game is right for you. This game is headed to Kickstarter, so if you're interested after watching this video, you've got to head over to Kickstarter and back it, and we'll put a link in the comments for you. In Blokk, you are an architect, and you must build the perfect cube. You'll need to test your logic and problem-solving skills by using the game's 360-degree rotating stand, and you'll construct this cube based on whatever stencil you pick. The game has 36 unique 3D covered blocks that you'll be using on your turn, as well as a bunch of different game modes that we'll actually jump into in just a sec. This game is for 1 to 4 players, it plays in about 15 to 20 minutes, and the game is for ages 5 and up. The goal of the game is to construct this perfect cube with as little imperfections as possible. You definitely don't want blocks falling off your cube, and you don't want any gaps in your cube either. This is a mostly cooperative game, but there is a solo mode and there's a mode where you can challenge your family and friends. The game is definitely for Tetris lovers. It definitely resembles Tetris in a few ways, and more than one. But there's varying game modes, so it can also be a brain burner like a super abstract strategy game. Anyway, that's enough talking for me, right? Let's jump into the game, let's look at some of the components, and let's see how it's played. The game starts by selecting a game mode. You've got 3 choices. There's free play, where players handpick any 1 block per turn to construct the cube. There's dice block, which is like intermediate, where you'll roll the die and whatever color you roll is the color cube you'll have to use. And then there's card block, where you'll use the deck of cards to select which exact cube you'll have to use for your turn. That's obviously the hardest mode. Then you'll select your game stencil. You can choose the 5x5 stencil or the 4x4 stencil. The 4x4 is a tad easier. Then you play. Now here are some rules to follow. You'll need to build the cube, the length, the width, and the height equivalent to the stencil in play. And you're allowed to lift loose blocks in order to position them above or between or underneath blocks that are already on the stencil, but you cannot reposition blocks that were already played in a previous turn. The game ends once an architect has come as close to a perfect cube as possible, based on, of course, your stencil. Then you score. You start with 100 points, and you basically lose 1 point for every imperfection. Now, if a block falls off the cube during your build, that's going to be a loss of 5 points. And if your cube collapses with 3 or more blocks coming off of it, you actually lose the round and you need to start over. Now, here's a part of the game that increased the strategy. They give you these golden blocks that you can only unlock if you beat these challenges. And there's around like 20 challenges in the rulebook, and it lists how to unlock these blocks. Things like if you beat 3 challenges during free block, which is the one where you get to pick which block you want to place next, you'll unlock the first golden block. The challenges are things like score 98 points or higher, or have a perfect game, all 100 points. It's pretty interesting and pretty challenging. There are 3 golden blocks, and they are all crazy shapes. Oh, this is also super fun. The 6 different cube colors in Blokk all make their own 3x3x3 cube when packaged. So I'm sure they'll come in this cube in the box, like if you back the game, but then it's like a little mini game every time you play to put them back in the box and make this shape if you want to. Anyways, thanks so much for joining us here at Tantrum House Studio J. Like I mentioned, Blokk is actually coming to Kickstarter very soon, if it's not available right now. So if it's your type of game, you should totally check it out. And as always, if you love what we're doing here at Tantrum House, we'd love to hear from you. So comment on this video, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys next time. I can't believe it.